From 2006 to 2010, Carol Danvers starred in her second solo series as Ms. Marvel, written by Brian Reed and originally penciled by Roberto De La Torre. While the stories do try to emphasize female empowerment, it is a decidedly post-feminist vision. Let's start with the costume. Danvers' black costume, which was designed by Dave Cockrum, was introduced in the final issues of her original solo series, 1978's Ms. Marvel number 20 to be specific. Charitably, the costume represents an attempt to underscore Danvers' individuality and agency. Danvers' original Ms. Marvel costume is inspired by the male Captain Marvel. Because Ms. Marvel's powers are also derived from Captain Marvel, this impacts her individuality. The costume presents her as an offshoot of Captain Marvel who owes her existence to him. Dave Cockrum's redesign can be compared to his previous redesign of Jean Grey as Phoenix. Both costumes offer individualized, iconic looks that incorporate logos reflecting the character's powers and identity. In Danvers' case, the lightning bolt references her energy powers. However, the increased sexualization of the costume is obvious. The gloves and boots reference fetish wear, and even as Danvers' dialogue indicates she finds the new costume empowering, the mirror offers the reader a privileged view of her pinup pose from multiple angles. This framing of objectification as empowerment is common within the post-feminist culture of the 1990s and early 2000s. This context may have contributed to Danvers donning the black costume for her 2006 series after wearing it only intermittently during the previous 20 years. To be clear, there is nothing inherently wrong with sexualized costumes. In some cases, they proclaim agency in the face of misogynistic prudery. However, it's worth asking who the sexualization is for. Does it serve the character and story, or does it objectify and thus dehumanize the character for the benefit of the male gaze? To this end, we can compare the framing of Ms. Marvel as an aspirational ideal in 1977 to 2006. In 1977, lifting a car inspires a young girl. In 2006, she pulls the same move to an audience comprised solely of awestruck little boys, none of whom expresses a desire to be her. In addition, many images from the 2006 Ms. Marvel series engage in sexualized bondage and humiliation that underscores the fetishistic qualities of the costume, maximizes skin exposure, and presents the title character as constantly at the mercy of sexualized threats. We can also consider the version of female empowerment that's presented in 1977 versus 2006. In 1977, Danvers works for a feminist magazine. In 2006, she focuses on her personal brand, and fighting the patriarchy means occasionally shooting energy bolts at men's crotches. In other words, the version of female empowerment presented in 2006 is more focused on individual power rather than community or institutional critique. This again reflects the logic of post-feminism, which typically views feminist organizing as antiquated and unnecessary. The 2006 Ms. Marvel does some good things, including helping restore Danvers to prominence after decades in the background. But given Danvers' foundational association with feminism, considering which versions of empowerment she reflects in which eras is always a valuable exercise.